Hey everyone, I've got a bit of a request video here on how to decode ACARS, which is the, you probably know if you've clicked on it, the messaging system from aircraft. So aircraft send messages down, we can receive that and decode it. Now a friend of mine tried to set this up on his Raspberry Pi, but he struggled. I don't know what actually he struggled with, but I'm just going to go through it here so him and everyone else can install it. So here's one already running, just to show you what sort of stuff we're talking about. It's just messages like this from airplanes. Now this isn't really something I'm into, but a lot of people are, I suppose. Sometimes you see something interesting, like a thermocouple has failed or something else. But they're the sorts of messages that come in, and I'm going to set it up on a Raspberry Pi and show you how to do it. Okay, here's a freshly installed Raspberry Pi. It's just a Raspberry Pi 1, and I've also got the RTL SDR dongle here with the antenna in, and I'm just powering off the network. So it's very basic and nothing set up yet. Okay, I'm going to go through the whole setup, including the setup of the RTL dongle, but I'm just going to breeze over that. As I've said before, I just refer to my old video about how to set it up and run through this stuff here. So I won't bore you with those details, I'll just do it now. Now I just want to explain this step here. When you set up cmake, often when you make programs you just do cmake ... there, but we're adding some things here, and the reason we're adding them is because if I look in the devices directory at DVB, I can see that there's an adapter in there. Now that's detected as a DVB adapter for digital TV. So what this does is it makes it so that that's no longer seen as a digital TV adapter, so we can use it for the SDR stuff. Okay, I've just built that, so I'll reboot it. Okay, that's installed. Now the program that we're going to use is called acarsdec, but if you just try and install that by itself, it won't work, and I've got a feeling that's maybe where old mate got a bit stuck. But if you have a look right here on the README page, it says decoding that requires the libacars library, which is another program over here. But ideally you just install that first, but instead I'm just going to go through and show you what happens if you don't install it first. So first of all, grab the code. I'm just going to copy that link location, go back to the Raspberry Pi and wget to download that directly onto the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so there it is. Unzip that one, CD into it, see what's there. Now the way these programs are made, it's similar to the one I just did. Use cmake in a build directory. So these are the files that are in here, but we'll just make a directory called build, CD into it, and cmake the directory above it. So let's see what this says. Okay, right here, we got errors. And what does it say? It says no package called libacars2 was found. So it's not using it. You want to build it, are you sure? Well, it doesn't make sense to build it without that. So what I'll do is go to that libacars and grab that code. So again, copy link location and just go back to the directory here. Now that's the old master one there, so I'll just remove that because I've already unzipped it. And I'll get this other program. Okay, so unzip this. And now what we've got is the libacars-master. So same sort of thing, mkdir, build, cd build, cmake ... And that'll build that. And then once that's installed, I'll go back to the other program, the main one, acarsdec, and try and build that. Okay, make. One of the biggest problems I see everywhere is that people just don't read log messages. And that gives you the info you need generally. So when you're doing any network stuff, just log messages and packet captures will tell you everything you need to know. Okay, that's built, so I'll install it. Okay, so libacars is installed, so now I'll go back to the acarsdec program and try and build that. So that was the acarsmaster in here. Now where this got stuck before was the cmake, so just try it again. Okay, now it's saying no SDR option set. Are you sure? Now I don't want to build it without the SDR option, but I don't know what that is. So if I just go up a bit, and in here there'll be a README file, so just have a look at that. And no doubt there's something about building it, compilation. So we want to make that with RTL is on, because I'm going to use the RTL SDR. Okay, so back in build, I'll just do that. cmake, that was what I was doing before, cmake the directory above, but we're putting this option on now. and make it. And off we go. Okay, that's built, so now I'll just install it. Done. Exit out of the root user, just go back to the normal. So I'll try to run it and see what happens, but I'll try and run it with help so I can see what options there are. And you see it's whinging that it can't load that, so just do sudo ldconfig. That should shut that up. Okay, so there's the options. Okay, so the options I have to give it is the adapter and the frequency. So the adapter you can see here is the RTL device. Lets it know we're using RTL. So acarsdec-R 0 because it's the first adapter. And the frequency is 131.55 around here. And see what happens. Obviously it depends on when there's a plane flying over sending out messages, but something will come in for sure. And there's the first message. So that took less than a minute. Okay, we've got the aircraft there, the flight number, some bits of stuff that, as I said, there's more coming in, it's flying in now. So it works, it's set up on a Raspberry Pi 1 and it works. As I said, I don't have a great deal of interest in this, but I do know how to set it up. If we monitor the spectrum at the same time as the messages come in, you can see that they're just short little bursts of energy. Now I've had this running on one of my other Raspberry Pi 1s for most of the day really, and you can see that it takes just under 40% of processing power. So a Raspberry Pi 1 uses about 40% of its processing power to do this. That's not that bad for a simple little Raspberry Pi 1 to be able to get some ACARS data. So anyway, that's how you install it, and if you have fun with it, have fun with it. Until next time, take it easy.